Wild rice, just the name conjures up images of delicious soups and Native American traditions. Wild rice harvesting still takes place in our region, both commercially and recreationally. While some still do it the old way, in canoes, larger scale farms use combines. We take you to Aitkin, Minnesota, where wild rice is a storied family tradition for one central Minnesota family. That very first piece of ground, a single acre near Cross Lake, Minnesota, was an experiment by brothers James and Gerald Godward back in 1950. An experiment that came about because of a little conflict known as World War II.
So he knew about wild rice, and then when he went to World War II in Burma, they had lots of white rice fields. So when he came back, he was looking for something to do, and he did research for about a couple years to see why they couldn't grow wild rice like white rice cultures. So they built the first dikes by hand, and they had good results the first couple of years.
And so the state's first wild rice farm was born. And the Godward family has been growing and harvesting wild rice ever since. But in 1950, James and Gerald likely couldn't have imagined what the Godward farms would become. Wild rice harvesting for them most certainly had a more traditional feel. Ted Voss of Godward Farms has been picking wild rice for over 25 years. He says he's harvested wild rice every way you can, from combines to airboats.
I think the first time me and my wife, that's how we did it, by hand. And we didn't do as good as a lot. There's a lot of people that really do good. We get about 50 pounds a day. Other people get 250, 300 pounds a day, with sticks. You get as much rice as you can like this, like this. And then bang, you hit it. Okay. Then you take the other stick, you come from the other side.
From the natural and more traditional ponds of wild rice, we jumped into a combine with the next generation of Godwards to see how they plan to carry on a family tradition.
My dad, he's been doing this his whole life. This is his true passion. Still very little is known about wild rice. It's still very wild. Just he's on the Wild Rice Council and is avid about continuing the research about the grain and learning more and more about the grain.
Yeah, it's in your blood, kind of like, some people call me the mud farmer a long time ago. That kind of stuck, but so I farm mud.
From the original hand-built 1-acre plot to over 2,000 acres in production today, it all adds up to a whole lot of wild rice. But unlike other small grains, harvesting is only the first step in getting wild rice into your favorite soup. First, it must be processed, which is where Tom Mose of Deerwood Wild Rice comes in.
I would say on an average year, we process probably 3.5 million pounds to 4 million pounds on an average year. When a truck comes in, it'll come in right out of the paddy, green rice. We'll bring it in, we'll weigh it, give it a tag, give it a number. We'll go out and dump it on the tarmac. It'll sit on the tar for about a week. It'll cure, turn a nice brown, dark brown color. From there, we'll bring it into the plant and we dry it down in a parcher. Run it through the rest of the plant. It'll take the hull off. We run it through a few machines. It'll screen it for any other debris, rocks, sand, sticks, weeds, anything like that. And from there, it goes into a 2,000-pound tote and it gets stored in the warehouse until it's ready to ship.
From the days of Native American tribes and early settlers hand-beating wild rice into canoes, to the highly technical, multi-step process of today's commercial farms, the legacy of Minnesota wild rice is long and colorful. And if the new generation of rice farmers and processors have anything to say about it, it's a tradition that will never die.
I'm interested in continuing to keep doing what my grandfather started a long time ago. It's in my family's heritage, so me and my brother both want to pursue it and continue our family legacy.